Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some battles here in the Halloween Cup. So, the Halloween Cup is a limited Great League Edition format with 5 types that are allowed and also Pokemon that have their subtypes. So, the 5 types are the Poison type, the Dark type, the Fairy type, the Ghost type, and the Bug type. So, those 5 types and Pokemon that have like a different type are also allowed. So, for example, something like an Azumarill here would be allowed here in this limited meta. And in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a Pokemon here, which is Zweilous. So you don't really see Zweilous too often, but I still think you can have definitely a very good time running this Pokemon. Maybe not so much nowadays just because of all the fairies and whatnot, especially Carbink. But nonetheless, I still wanted to give Zweilous a try just because I have a pretty good IV1 here that I built, and I wanted to run it and see how it goes. So the team is Zweilous in the lead with the conventional moveset of Body Slam and Dark Pulse along with Dragon Breath. And then I have Shadow Skuntank as a safe swap with Poison Jab, Crunch, and Trailblaze. You can definitely be running Flamethrower here, which I would actually prefer over Trailblaze just because of all the coverage you will get. Although I do think that Trailblaze does have its merits. So anyway, that is the move that I will be running here on my Skuntank. And then Nidoqueen in the back, I have the Shadow one as well, and it has Poison, Fang, and Earth Power along with the Poison Jab fast move. So that is the team. And I was able to have a positive set here in this specific video. And yeah, that is going to be the team. And I did have fun running Zweilous, even this limited meta. I would definitely say that it is a pretty good core breaker in general, even in the open Great League. Although now it does have to be wary of a lot of things though. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the commentary here. And if you see something like a Toxicroak, that is actually one of the core breakers for this team, which you just saw in the first battle. But I was able to work with it and have a team effort to take it down. But in this one, we have an Obstagoon, which is also pretty bad for my Zweilous here. So I'm going to go ahead and safe swap into my Skuntank and then see if I can flip this around in my favor. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Trailblaze here. This is going to be grabbing a shield from the Obstagoon. But this is good for me, so I can just shield here and just play out the one, see how this goes. And I'm going to go ahead and get to the Crunch. I wouldn't have been able to rake the Trailblaze, but at this range, the Crunch should be very much enough to KO the Obstagoon. So down goes the Obstagoon. And then my opponent has an Azumarill, so this is great for me. I do have another check to Azumarill in Nidoqueen, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with my Nidoqueen here. I will have to shield to respect the potential Ice Beam if they have it. Although this one is actually running Play Rough and maybe Hydro Pump. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and now fire off the Poison Fang into whatever comes in, which is a Clefable. So this isn't really too good at all. And my Zweilous basically has nowhere to go against this whole team. So I'm going to go ahead and charm down this Clefable. And I'm going to be able to reach the Poison Fang here up against the Azumarill. And they are going to be shielding this Poison Fang. And then after a couple more Poison Jabs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw Zweilous in to force the Azumarill to throw. So I'm going to farm up a little bit here, and I'm going to get Zweilous in here to force the Azumarill to throw its energy. So they're going to be, of course, using Play Rough to knock out my Zweilous. But then after that, I can just Poison Jab down the Azumarill with just one Poison Fang. One Poison Jab, excuse me. So that's going to be game. Well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next battle, we have Zweilous up against a Toxapex. So this is a pretty neutral matchup, mostly. Although Toxapex can still hit fairly hard with the Sludge Wave, they do try to catch a move onto Carbink, but I stayed here too long, unfortunately. And also in this video, I think I should have swapped into the Nidoqueen instead of the Skuntank here. So now I'm kind of forced to shield, and that's actually not too good for me here. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and shield up this Rock Slide. And then I'm actually going to go straight for the Trailblaze right here up against the Carbink and see what they want to do. They are going to shield this one though, so that's fine. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue to Poison Jab even further. It is neutral because the Rock and Fairy type of the Carbink, which means it will take neutral from the Poison Jab damage. So I'm going to shield up the next Rock Slide here from the Carbink. And I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Crunch right now up against the Carbink. This will get it pretty close to KOing, but it won't exactly KO just yet. So I am going to be able to Poison Jab down the Carbink after landing the Crunch. But now I'm down both shields and my opponent still has one. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Crunch here just to get some chip damage here up against the Toxicroak. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Crunch, and unfortunately I do not get the debuff, but that's okay. I'm going to now come back in with Zweilous and then throw the Body Slam right here. So that's fine. This will be getting a shield or doing some nice chip damage here against the Toxicroak. So now I am going to be having to tank this move from the Toxicroak. If it's Sludge Wave, it actually comes very, very close to KOing here, so I am able to luckily get off this Body Slam here up against the Toxicroak. So this is fine. This is going to almost take out the Toxicroak too. But at this point, I can just come in with Nidoqueen and then get some Poison Jabs down from that. So the good thing here is they have a Greninja, but they are not yet at a move. So I'm going to go ahead and now fire off the Earth Power. If this doesn't KO, then I lose the game. But luckily for me, since I'm Shadow and Greninja so glassy, boom, it KOs, and that's going to be game. Very well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next battle here, we have Zweilous up against a Kanto Muck. So you don't really see this too often as much anymore, but Kanto Muck, it can only throw resisted moves, assuming it has the standard Poison Jab, Thunder Punch, and Dark Pulse moveset. And I'm going to go ahead and tank this move. Anything the Muck throws won't really hurt me too much, and they are going straight Thunder Punch here, which is nice. Going to go ahead and now throw a Body Slam right here, and I'll be getting this Muck a little bit lower, and it'll be doing some very nice chip damage here. So this Body Slam comes in and gets the Muck into the red. And again, the Muck is going to be throwing a move. I can tank this move here. It's going to be just another Thunder Punch. And then the opponent is going to give up Switch and then swap into a Nidoqueen. So this is going to get very interesting here. I do no shield the first move, and I do call it correctly that it's going to be a Poison Fang. I don't think they quite built up to the Earth Power just yet. So I'm going to go for the Trailblaze right here and see what my opponent wants to do. And this is going to be getting a shield here from the Nidoqueen. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and try to make it to a move. The Skuntank is going to reach another Poison Fang, so I will commit the shield here for this one and see what the opponent wants to do after I fire off the Crunch right away here. So the Skuntank is able to reach the Crunch, although it's getting a little bit low, and the opponent decides to no shield, and they are going to be taken out. So I'm able to flip switch, which is good. And my opponent has another Greninja, so this is going to be very tricky. So I'm able to fire off the Body Slam here. I think in hindsight this probably was a mistake. I should have probably just came in with the Nidoqueen and attempted to make a catch here on the Zweilous, but that's okay. At this point, I figured that the Greninja has two moves, so I thought that this was the game, but in hindsight, I probably should have played it out a little bit more. But they do go for the Hydro Cannon and take out my Nidoqueen, so that was a game I totally could have won, but that's okay. Very well played to my opponent. Hopping into the next battle here, we have Zweilous up against a Golbat, and a Purified one at that. So this is fine. Anything they throw, unless it's actually a return, won't really do too much here. So there's Zweilous, the Poison Fang will do a little bit. The Shadow Ball won't do anything. So that's fine. Now my opponent does swap into a Carbink, so I accidentally threw some energy here, which isn't the greatest. But that's okay. Now I can perfectly align my Nidoqueen here up against this Carbink. So my Nidoqueen doesn't want to see the Golbat at all. So it's a good thing I'm lining it up here against the Carbink. Anything the Carbink will throw is resisted up against the Nidoqueen. They go for Rock Slide, doesn't do too much damage here. I'm going to go ahead and farm up a little bit more and then go for the Poison Fang here first, just to see if my opponent does want to shield the potential Earth Power. But they do give up a shield here on the Poison Fang, which is awesome for me. And now I'm going to go ahead and safely fire off this Earth Power here. So this is going to be putting the opponent in a disadvantageous situation, giving me 2 shields or switch advantage. So they give me a shield and they also give me switch, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and now fire off a Poison Fang. In theory, I could have probably gotten to the Earth Power up against this Toxicroak, but I wanted to play it safe. So I think in hindsight, that was also a misplay from me here. But fortunately for me, though, I do CMP Tidem here on this next Poison Fang. And then this Toxicroak will be firing off its Brine. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and let this go. The Nidoqueen has done its job. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in Zweilous right here just before they take me out with the Brine. And yep, in comes the Zweilous once again. And I am going to shield this next move here from the Toxicroak, even though it is a Brine. But that's fine. They are going to now come back in with the Golbat, and I'm going to now pivot into the Skuntank. So this is fine. Again, they have to throw resisted moves here up against the Skuntank. Poison Fang and Shadow Ball are both resisted, unless of course they actually do have return. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off this Crunch right away here up against this Golbat, and this is going to be grabbing a shield here from the Golbat. So this is okay, and again I'm going to go ahead and safely I do let this go because I'm going to be closing out this game with the Zweilous. The Skuntank has done its job. So now I can basically maybe just farm down. I could have committed to the farm down there, but maybe I should have thrown a couple more Dragon Breaths. But that's okay. This Body Slam will be taking out the Golbat, and all I need to do is just to get to one more Body Slam here up against the Toxicroak. And on a couple of HP, I am able to do that, and this Body Slam will be enough from this range to take out the Toxicroak. So good game, very well played to my opponent there. And that is the set. So if you guys enjoyed these battles featuring Zweilous, I know that it's really a Pokemon you don't see too often anymore, but I wanted to give it a try just because I had one built, and you know, why not? It's the Halloween Cup. If you guys like this content, feel free to give this video a like and subscribe. Any support to the channel really does mean a lot to me. I greatly appreciate it. And if you guys want to stay tuned to any other new upcoming videos that I will have out in the future, please feel free to hit that notification bell so you'll stay up to date. And with that being said, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.